I've been talking for 5 minutes. I've got a really bad headache, everybody, so I don't know what's going on. Let's just reveal the GM in the game. Oh, whatever. Mike Uyama, come on in. Let's see if Mike was around. Oh, everybody, I got to say so many cool things. I was talking to the microphone for 5 minutes and it was muted. Hello, Mike. You're there, right? You're here, Mike. Please say something. Mike, what the crap? Don't do this to me. I don't understand. Why are people doing this? Mike, okay, Mike. I think you're joking, but I don't know for sure. Are you joking? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mess. Okay, so I think Mike just broke Discord and can't start talking.
Wait, hello? Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, I can hear ya.
Now I can't hear you, bro, Sencha. Let me change something.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Finally. Discord decided to change all of my default settings, and so like my inputs and outputs were just totally messed up.
Oh my gosh, Mike, I talked to nobody for 5 minutes because I had my mic off. So I turned it on, switched over to reveal you. You hop on. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, because my Discord settings were all messed up.
And then you start talking to me and you can't hear me.
Yeah, because then I realized that even the speaker, even the output for my Discord was messed up. So yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, welcome to, I don't know, I'm not doing as good at paying attention to stuff today because of this really bad headache, so this was really funny. Anyways, Mike, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Oh, good. Good. Glad you're here to be a GM. You know, it's always a good day when Mike Uyama comes and dishes out the pain. Although I'm not sure it's so much pain as absolute joy today.
Yeah, so continuing in what Macaw calls Kuso6rande, we have what I think is a good game today. It is probably one that if you know me, you're familiar with.
Yeah.
It is a Wolf Team classic.
Oh, yeah. Everybody.
And that is,
yeah, go for it.
And that is the man greater than Indiana Jones, Quapplevania himself, Earnest Evans.
That's right. We've got Earnest Evans coming up for everybody here. Now, this is a game that we've had multiple times on Kuso6rande, and at this point, it's hard to find people who haven't seen a lot of it or played it. A few of the players have seen a little bit of the game, but really haven't played any at all. And because of that, the one person who hadn't seen the game at all was like, yeah, we'll go for it. I'm here for bad games. It's like, yes. Oh, and this game, like, if you, everybody listening to me, if you haven't played this, you need to at some point, okay? Because it's amazing. Like, easily, it's one of the favorite games that I've beaten. I've beaten this game, Mike. I've actually gone all the way through Earnest Evans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think I was going to try to speedrun it a little bit. Maybe I was just fanboying you, Mike.
Fair enough. I haven't had the record for a while. There's another guy, Zello, who has the record. And
Oh yeah,
when I was
well, get out of here, Mike. We'll go ahead and bring Zello in then.
Yeah. And I was considering like improving my PB or practicing it to even take over the record, but there's so much RNG for the speed run. I was just like, no thanks.
Yeah, I can believe that. Honestly, this game is more approximate than precise when it comes to literally everything in the game.
Yes,
and
that is correct.
It's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Not every game has to have physics that work the same time every time. It's usually seen as a bonus, when things work consistently. But hey, you get what you get. Well, what games have you been playing lately, Mike? What are you enjoying?
So I finally started playing my Switch after getting it like 9 or 10 months ago.
Okay. Not bad.
And I don't have it yet, but I did order it. I'm getting Breath of the Wild, and I bought Astral Chain for $20, so I'm trying that game out.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah,
I still need to make more progress.
Yeah. And I've been playing a fair amount of Picross on my Switch. And hey, Picross is fun.
It's fantastic.
And I've also been playing an action RPG that's in early access called Last Epic. It's pretty good.
Oh, I don't know that one. Is it on Steam?
It is on Steam, yes.
Okay.
And NPC is not incorrect when he says, I only care about the subterranean world record. I know it's the only world record I care about, but it's definitely one that I would defend to the death if anyone ever bothered to, compete.
See, I'm not sure I have any of those that I care about that much anymore. Maybe Rags to Riches. I'm not sure I have the world record anymore for that one, though. It's like, Grandpa Brosencha says, "Good job, children. Good job. You have defeated me. You have defeated Grandpa. How do you feel beating up an old man, huh?" Stupid children of mine, or grandchildren of mine, whatever.
We all know your hatred of children, which probably an interesting experience in Utah, since you have many siblings who have kids.
Okay, I actually don't hate kids. I just like to joke about hating kids.
And put it on public record on the stream.
Yeah. Like, honestly, there are a lot of cool kids out there, okay? In fact, cool kid is a cool kid.
That is true. He is the big boy.
He sure is. Sorry, Adam's family. We're not going to listen to you because it's almost Earnest Evans time. And let me just make sure that I actually chose one of the people who was approved to do audio. Oh, welcome to my life, Mike. Yep. Okay, I do. I do have the correct person.
Very nice. So who are you getting audio from?
Horatia. Yeah. Oh, these tunes. I love these tunes.
Yeah. They're good tunes.
Oh,
the
yeah.
game is good music.
They certainly are amazing tunes. Okay, and I should have everybody in the correct place. Mike, I'm trying to remember, since you help a little bit with GDQ stuff, when are submissions for the next one?
That's something we're trying to figure out. That's something we want to get out as soon as possible, but I can't really go into the details as to why.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, that means that I actually have time to learn a game. That's cool.
You do still have some time
because I've got a couple I want to learn. Yeah, I actually feel like playing video games again.
Speedrunning.
Speedrunning again. Whoa, it's been so long. Oh yeah, we could get a Zadette race going on NPC. That could...
I'd be down for a Zadette race.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll play that on Steam stream.
You should. It's definitely worth the playthrough. I have played through the game myself, and it was definitely a fun, if frustrating at times, experience.
Mike, you left a review on Steam.
I did.
Yeah, I know. I saw. I took a look, and I'm like, I literally know everybody who reviewed this game.
Yeah, I didn't know one of the people who reviewed the game, but I mean, obviously you know Macaw, and then you know me, so there you go. You know, over half of the people reviewed the game, unless there's a new review since I last looked like a week ago.
I don't know. I said literally, which means half. I know literally all the people who reviewed the game.
Oh, you've also played through. Okay, so yeah, then that means like probably 3/4. You know. Yeah, I don't think the game sold that well, but it is a nice cheap game, and it definitely captures a feeling of Kuso, even though the game is actually pretty well designed.
Okay, everybody, yeah, this game is definitely Kuso, but I would say is a very enjoyable and possibly good game, depending on your definition of good, which,
I mean,
fun, yes.
I'm this game's biggest defender, so I'll always say it's a good game, even though I 100% understand, like, why it's Kuso.
Everybody spam all of your non-Indiana Jones emotes, maybe skellies, a little bit of lava. We are going to get started as soon as I see movement, and there we go.
I see movement.
Oh, yeah, Beardy.
Yeah,
he's kind of
this is
appropriate
Earnest
for this.
Evans, or as I like to say, Quappelvania.
Yeah.
And as you can see from the animation, so the reason why the animation looks so weird in this game is that the Genesis can make use of like a lot of sprites in screen at once and rotating sprites. Like certain games like Gunstar Heroes have used this to good effect.
Yes.
But they're usually used for like robots or big bosses or something like that, kind of like a cool spectacle. In Earnest Evans, they decided to do that for the main character, which is why he looks like a marionette doll or Quap, like moving.
It's so good, though.
It's so good. It is.
Like
it's what makes the game look so bad, but also give it its unique charm.
Almacia is trying to figure out how to use the hook, which honestly is not a bad thing to try to figure out early on, because it'll help if you can figure it out.
Yeah, the hook is so finicky, but if you know how to use it, you can get shortcuts with it. And you can also see a bit on Good Chop's screen, you can kind of climb up the walls by just like kind of jumping off of them. And yeah, so the biggest thing about this game is that like the crouching is really janky. It's by far the worst part of the controls, because like if you press down twice, you'll go into this like down to the ground crawl. And then if you press jump out of that, you'll do this roll, which is absolutely useless because you get no iframes.
It's the most important roll.
Oh yeah, true. It is the action roll. But it also takes about 2 seconds to execute, and you're completely vulnerable during the entire roll. So you basically just die. Another thing about this game is that, as Dr. Bob Task just discovered, you take a ton of damage from contact damage. So anything that looks threatening, like a bullet or an arrow, or like even those spikes right there, don't really do that much damage, because everything in the game is based on like how long it's hitting you.
I love that Dr. Bob-tastic was just in a crouch the entire time, walking around the entire stage.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it looks like Lauracia made it to the first boss, so Lauracia is definitely in first. I don't know if Lauracia collected a key or accidentally damage boosted through the door, which is something you can do to get to the first boss, because the game doesn't check for collision when you're dead. So you can just, instead of getting the key, you can just take a death and get through the door.
Okay, there we go. A death from Lauratia. Not a huge surprise. We're going to have a lot of that.
Yeah,
Lauratia.
there are. Especially since Lauratia just went left because the game's telling you to go left, but he didn't go down into the left.
Yeah.
Honestly, beating stage 1 is a big deal because it's one of the more non-linear stages in the game, and probably one of the stages that's really gonna take the longest to figure out.
Everybody's going to run out of continues at least once, though.
Yes, exactly. I do expect to see maybe a completion or two, but I don't think it's gonna happen in their first playthrough because you do have 5 continues, but you only get 1 life per continue. And as you can see, it's very easy to take a ton of contact damage and die really quickly.
Oh yeah.
Although, so for example, like that vine is doing all the damage to Lauratia, but those arrows did like no damage because, as I said, all the damage is contact damage. So the arrows are only doing like 1 frame of contact damage.
It's complicated, Mike. It's complicated. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start a prediction right now. For who is going to be the winner. Is somebody on the left or somebody on the right going to win? You've got 2 minutes to vote, everybody in chat. And by the way, I want to point out, I actually got the name of the game right on this layout today. So, yeah. Take that, nerds. Mike, I don't think I got it right a single time yesterday. Had to fix it. Well, because I started including it this year on the screen because everybody's always like, what game are they playing? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, we said what it was like a million times, but okay, I guess I'll put it on. And it's also in the screen
title, but whatever. So, Lauratia's having a lot of trouble climbing these walls, and we're going to get a game over from him soon because I think that was the last continue that he used. So there's something weird about climbing walls in this game. You can jump up left-facing walls. You cannot jump up right. No, wait, is it left-facing or right-facing walls? You can jump up one, but not the other. Boosted. And it just doesn't make any sense why that's a thing, but it's a thing.
So Almeisha is saying that their C button isn't working. What does C do?
Changes weapons in default controls.
Do they have other weapons?
No.
Okay, yes, pausing and trying to do things without having other weapons. Yeah, that unfortunately is going to be a little bit of a waste of time. But you know, that kind of happens. I would say that, you know, Almeisha, we will be able to figure it out in a little bit. Lauratia, on to the second boss here, I believe. Yeah.
Lauratia's making some really good progress. Unfortunately, he died a lot while making the progress.
Whatever. We're 6 minutes in. Die a whole bunch. Get a, you know, restart the game and then make your second attempt better.
Yeah, exactly. So what's really funny is that there's like 11 or 12 stages in the game, but some of the stages are super short. Like even casually, it'll only take you like a minute or 2 to beat them.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that is game over for Lauratia. But now that Lauratia knows how to make progress in the first and second stage, I expect him to do much better this attempt.
Oh yeah.
So Good Chop is struggling with grabbing the ropes and the spikes. I can understand why. You just hold up at the rope, but like, but I don't think you can be moving while it happens. Don't remember the exact specifics.
Yeah, it's a little bit janky. I think that you're right. They're still better than the ropes from Maui Mallard yesterday.
I'm sure they are. That sounded awful.
Mike, they were like, I've never played a game that was that difficult to climb ropes. And Earnest Evans is probably maybe one of the more difficult ones, but oh geez, that game.
Yeah. So that's the thing about this game. The game's controls are actually quite responsive, but there's some weird, like, idiosyncrasies to them that make them kind of fiddly and jank. For example, like the action roll that I've described, climbing objects, the left wall, right wall, jumping up walls difference that just makes no sense.
Yeah, I think Almeisha is starting to figure this game out quite a bit. Oh no, the roofies. There we go.
Yeah. So there is a potion in stage 1 where if you collect it, it just makes you go to sleep. And then you automatically roll, which will pretty much send you to your death on that worm because it'll take so much contact damage.
It's
It's pretty great. It's good. And it gets every player the first time. And here's the thing. Even if you know that it's there, you can sometimes get hit by it anyway because like the collection hitbox for it is huge. It is way bigger than the potion itself.
Oh yeah, it's so big. I don't know. There's so many games or so many things about this game that as I said, this is more of an approximation when it comes to any of the mechanics in this game, but that makes pretty much every death beautiful.
Yeah,
oh, good chop got it as well. Time to sleep and then action roll.
Yeah. He didn't get an action roll. He's very fortunate.
Well, nope, he got it there.
Well, okay. So Dr. Bob-tastic is on the first boss.
The avocado boss.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this game, you kind of abruptly go from stage to stage, but that's because Dr. Bob-tastic got sandwiched between two boulders. Nice. Anyway, but in the original version, the Mega CD version, aka the Japanese Sega CD, there were anime cutscenes that kind of explained the lore to you as you went on.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, a cartridge can't really fit this, so they cut out all of the cutscenes, so there's no context for where you're going.
I mean, who cares? You start in New Hampshire. You
start in Maine.
Oh, every important adventure that has ever been made starts in the great state of Maine.
Yep. Like Ernest Evans and Ernest Evans.
So, did you know what Ernest Evans' occupation is?
World traveler, adventurer. So it's actually kind of interesting.
I mean,
what?
Probably like a professor, but yeah, he's Dr. Earnest
like
Evans.
Indiana Jones, Dr. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's interesting about this game is that the lore is different depending on whether you're playing the Japanese or the US version, and I don't really know why, except maybe for censorship reasons.
Oh, wait. No, it's his grandfather, who's also named Ernest Evans, who's a doctor.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. So in the Japanese version, this is the first game in the series of the Ernest Evans trilogy, of which this is the only game where you can actually play as Ernest Evans. Don't worry about it. Anyway, and then the second game, El Viento, takes place I want to say a few years after, maybe like that, 5 to 10 years after Ernest Evans does, lore-wise. This is 1920s to 1930s. Both games actually have Al Capone in them in the Japanese version. In the US version, there's El Viento is the first game. It still takes place in 1920s, 1930s, but this game, Ernest Evans, takes place in the 1980s. So the El Viento the Ernest Evans you see in El Viento in the one cutscene is the grandfather of the current Ernest Evans in this game.
Oh, I wish you got the combo. Evans. I love that combo so much.
I know. It's so great, and it makes no sense why they changed it, but they did. So yeah, there's this whole lore in the manual, and so the big gangster in El Viento is Vincent DeMarco, and then it's Brady Tressiter in this game, and in the Japanese version they're just both Al Capone. I guess they really didn't like Al Capone in the US or something.
Well,
I don't know if they thought it would be more palatable. I don't know. I know censorship doesn't even explain that. I know. Yeah. 13.
I mean, the only possible reason I can think of is that they thought, we don't know exactly what copyright issues Al Capone might have. So we're just going to forego that,
Yeah. So interesting thing, Dr. Bob-tastic, who said that, he was going to fail or, lose in this match, is currently in the lead because he's the only person who's made it to stage 3 so far.
Yep. Biggest thing he needs to watch out for is the bouncing rib cages.
Yes, exactly.
Also a famous main attraction.
Yeah. Again, those spikes coming up from the ground, not threatening because they barely do any contact damage. The rib cages can do all the contact damage because they can just stay inside your spread. For example, if you try to run through the scorpion, that will do all the damage. Those little stings from the scorpion, and like maybe a pixel or 2 of health, like not a big deal. Basically, if it looks threatening, it probably does no damage in this game. If it doesn't look that threatening, or if it's really big like those spike walls, it's going to do all the damage.
Actually, yeah, I think this is in Peru. He's already been to Mexico, per this manual.
Yeah, and then like around stage 5, he goes to Europe, but instead of going like east to Europe like you would expect, he goes west to Europe and then takes like a train through China or something, but you never see the China portion, which is just like, what?
Why would you?
But and the reason why I know this is that in the Mega CD version, they like show like where Earnest Evans is going on the map.
Like, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that if you're like on the left side of a continent, you want to go to the right side of the next continent. So go to Asia and then Europe, but it doesn't really like indicate that at all. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Also, it's worth noting that Good Shot picked up the stones, which seem very useless because they're very hard to aim, but they're actually one of the strongest weapons in the game.
Yeah. They deal damage per frame.
No. Your whip does damage per frame. It's like 1 or 2 damage per frame.
Oh.
The stone does like 50 or 100 damage per hit. So like, it's just a ton of damage real fast.
Okay. That's good, and honestly, you can throw them really quickly.
Yeah.
Dr. Bobtastic is on to level 4.
Dr. Bobtastic on stage 4.
Yeah, off to a really good lead.
Still in Peru, or
I would say, we're still in Peru. After this is going to be Europe, or heading to Europe.
Yes, Europe. The train stage, which contains my favorite shortcut in the game. AKA the second time you play the game shortcut.
The hold left shortcut. Yeah,
exactly. So the train stage scrolls from right to left, and what you're technically supposed to do is that you're like you come in from the air and you fall down into the train caboose. But what you can do if you just hold left is that you can get up on the roof, which gives you kind of the key or the item that unlocks the plane right away, and then you skip half the stage. And the thing is, you naturally be holding left, the second time you get into that stage, because you know that it scrolls from right to left.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I like to call it the second time shortcut.
I love it. And players are definitely able to take any shortcuts, use any glitches that they find that are helpful. Of course, the risk of like trying to search for glitches while you're playing is 1, it wastes time, and 2, there's always the chance for soft locks. I was looking at a little bit about the people who worked on this, and the music that you're listening to is by Motoi Sakuraba, who also did music for
He's done a lot of
games. Dark Souls. He did the music for Mario Tennis Aces, Star Ocean, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I don't know how that music is.
Basically, if it's a Tri-Ace or Camelot game, he worked on it, because the Wolf Team developers are basically so when it came to Tales of Fantasia, the first Tales game, it's either like Namco bought out Wolf Team or like they collaborated with Wolf Team. But like after Tales of Fantasia, basically they split off from Namco and they made their own company, Tri-Ace. And that's why, and Motoi Sakuraba was basically like the Wolf Team composer.
Oh yeah.
And then the producer of this game, Masaki Uno, like also, played a large role in Camelot. So through those connections, that's why you see Sakuraba, working on both, Tri-Ace games like Star Ocean, Valkyrie Profile and the like, and, all those, Game Boy Advance games from, like the Mario Tennis games and Golden Sun from the early to mid 2000s. And yes, he did compose some tracks for Dark Souls. So, that cheesy overused Dark Souls joke actually works for Earnest Evans, because Earnest Evans is literally the music of Dark Souls.
I feel like Dark Souls had a very different style of music, okay? Like, just my opinion. By the way, Mikaling, thank you for the raid. Everybody come on in, kick back, and enjoy the game. Nakarashi, I appreciate that sub as well. We have 4 matches today. This is the first of 4. I think my headache is starting to go away, which is good. That'll make things a little bit more enjoyable.
Headaches going away is good. So what's interesting about stage 4 is that those spinner things, you're actually supposed to use them to get over the spike pits, but because everything in this game does so much contact damage, the players are actually afraid to touch the spinners. So they're just going out of the way to dodge the spinners and then like jumping through the spikes, which is costing them a life bar. I don't know if they'll like still continue to do that because they think the spinners will be like a ton of damage, or if they'll figure it out.
But honestly, I understand because you take so much contact damage.
Yeah,
bullets
no, it's
are
perfectly
negligible.
Understandable. It's just something I forgot as a speedrunner.
Oh no, into the water, Dr. Bob.
Yeah, so I didn't really talk about water physics in this game, but basically it's less swimming and more like slow motion jumping.
I'd almost say it's more like, it's like normal life except triple the lag.
Yeah, there's triple the lag, and yeah, that's another thing about this game. There is so much lag. You know, even in the speedrun, it's sometimes worth it's worth killing the vines in the speedrun because they cause so much lag.
Oh yeah.
Like it actually saves time to take the time out to do that in the second stage. Right. So Laurasia has the good weapon for the boss, but it's kind of hard to aim against the boss.
Game over for Almacia, not using the spinner.
Laurasia on stage 5, so definitely in the lead now.
Jeez, we've got Almacia, we've got Laurasia.
Almost got the second try shortcut, but didn't quite make it.
Ooh.
Maybe next time he'll make it. And now he has to get asked to deal with these guys, which somewhat threatening. Like you can run through them, but you'll still take a little bit of damage. So yeah, it's kind of best to just kind of zone them out.
What weapons do they even have? Those are like really big crowbars.
I think it's like one of those like curved like hook swords. I don't know exactly what culture it is, but I think it's like Middle Eastern or Southeast. Are you allowed to have those on
trains?
I mean, it's the 1920s, so you know customs weren't really around back then, or very much looser.
By the way, I learned a little bit about the history because in a lot of old films, you see people with guns on planes, and I learned that apparently, I believe they were banned for a while, and then because of hijackings and stuff, they actually started allowing people, especially cops, to have guns on planes in order to be able to defend them. So it was actually a very conscious decision instead of just like, hey, 1950s, y'all.
Yeah.
As for swords on trains, I don't know the history of that. I'm pretty sure that gun is not allowed, though.
Yeah, probably not.
Can't take an automatic rifle on a train.
What Laurasia has not figured out is that you can go right and jump on the roof. And you have to do that to trigger the boss and the plane.
Oh, yeah. Who knows why? I don't know why.
And, yeah, Almacia hasn't given up. They're still trying, but they did say, I've never played a game where physics were quite this optimal. And yeah, I can see where that's coming from. The physics in this game are a thing.
Like, the thing is, you say they're optional, but I would say that they're excessive. Like,
yeah,
this
actually,
game has
I would agree
all
with that.
types of physics. It's got...
Yeah, the game has a lot of physics. Like, it has, the Quappelvania, marionette doll physics. It has the knockback when you die. It has the physics of the action roll, which is, like, completely fixed.
That's new. Yeah, like, action roll is beyond our understanding of physics. It's just amazing.
It's quantum physics. All right, so Laurasia is really stuck here. He just needs to... He's trying to jump up on that roof, which is not the roof he needs to jump up on. He needs to jump up on the roof on the right to collect...
Or just action roll into the door.
I think it's a key to the plane.
I think you're right, yeah. But it's so not obvious.
It's really not. There's usually the game provides an arrow. Oh, that was close. That was really close.
Yeah.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, I really don't like the clouds while you're moving to the right. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. If you stare at them too hard, you get disoriented. Okay, well, that's still some solid progress from Lauratia.
Oh, yeah. I still love that the first enemy that you run into in the game are deadly hot dogs.
Yeah.
Just the deadly dancing hot. What are they even supposed to be? Worms?
I guess like giant worms or something like that.
Welcome to Maine, Earnest Evans here. Have worms. Worms.
I mean, to be fair, if you're a Japanese person and you've only maybe visited America, and maybe you visit America, but generally, if you're a tourist visiting America, you're visiting like one of the big cities, like LA, New York, something like that. So, you probably have no idea what Maine looks like.
Wait, I'm really confused about the manual because it says this game has 12 unique stages. Here are some examples. And then the first thing that it has is Mexico, which I don't know if this is Mexico, but you're supposed to start in
giant
Maine?
worms, but okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know, Mike.
Oh, okay. Bobtastic just did the boost, and you can't see it on stream, but his reaction to that was pretty great. He just like reels his head back, like, whoa, what is going on here?
Yeah, I love when some of the streamers use webcams, because you won't see them, but we will. Unfortunately, I wasn't looking at it at that time. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, it's hard to pay attention
look.
to 4 screens at once, and that's why hate is such a boon here, because they're always, paying attention to the competitors and where they're progressing.
So, yeah, okay, I guess the grandfather is dying in Maine or something, telling all his tales. And,
yeah, I guess.
Tells his grandson, forget the golden chest in the river, finish up your cord, I guess. Finish up your chain and then head to Mexico.
Yep.
Good job
the lore
enjoying
is
this.
Pretty great. And so what's interesting is that in the Japanese version, Annette is younger than Earnest Evans, and Earnest Evans finds her in that temple, that's stage 4, I think, and where she's laying unconscious or something like that. I haven't played through the Mega CD version. I should do it sometime so I can learn the true lore, or the alternative lore.
That would be cool. This game has 2 lores, and it's fine. They're both true.
It has Japanese lore and Western lore. It's pretty great. But in the US version, Annette is, I think she's your mother. In
okay.
in this Earnest Evans, the American one, I think so. I don't know. It's really confusing.
Yep. Yep, she is your mother. Your father fell in love with her, and then eventually stopped searching for the idols. And grandfather was like, ugh, stupid kids, I guess I'm gonna have to find them myself. But he still didn't manage to. Apparently, when together, they would bring about evil beyond comprehension. This evil, known as Maver, wouldn't wipe out civilization and start over like its counterpart Hoster. It would meld with the planet and roam the universe forever. Wait, the planet would become a spaceship? Come on, bring about that evil. I want a little evil like that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Anyway, yeah, so someone mentioned Hoster, and that would make sense that she's meant to be a sacrifice for Hoster, because both Earnest Evans and Annette, at least in the Japanese version, you're meant to stop the summoning of Hoster, which is basically like a Cthulhu-esque god. This game actually takes from Lovecraft mythos, and in the Japanese version of Earnest Evans, I remember I think it's Theodore Roosevelt is involved somehow in the plot.
What? Oh, I love that.
It's one of the U.S. presidents. I'm not making this up.
By the way, Lovecraft apparently was really afraid of hot dogs. By the way, I love this line from the intro in the manual, okay? Because the grandpa's lying there telling all about this history and stuff. And then he's like, Ernest, my boy, it is the 1980s and you are now 23 years old. It's like, wow, that is very subtle.
That is very
world
specific.
development. Yeah, it is the 1980s. Like,
Grandpa. My grandfather, told me what era it was in my age all the time. Sure.
It is the 1980s.
It is the 1980s.
And you are now 23 years old. And then he doesn't even, address why that matters. He just moves on to something completely different. It's like, Grandpa, you probably should take a nap, okay? Because you're starting to be incomprehensible.
Exactly. Maybe take some medication. So, what's actually kind of interesting about this game, well, I mean, there's many interesting things about this game, but one of the many interesting things is that how you whip actually matters. And what I mean is, how much, just like how there's contact damage on you, there's contact damage on the enemy. So, how much your whip, how long your whip is hitting the enemy matters just as much, or if not more so than, just hitting the enemy, period. Because, there's very few enemies that die in one hit.
Yeah, usually positioning yourself so that the whip is in contact with enemies for a longer period of time definitely helps a lot. Okay, Almeida officially able to change weapons. That is good. Using the ball and chain, my favorite. Well, I suppose maybe this ancient civilization had a ball and chain lying around in there. I could imagine them creating that.
I can see that.
Wait, what? Where are we? Mexico?
This is definitely South
Peru?
America,
Okay.
if you're talking about stage 4. I think this is in Peru?
Peruvian
Aztecs or
ball
Incans here.
and chain. Let's see if there are any. It's important, Mike. I gotta
Checking
find
the
out what they
historical
look like.
accuracy of Ernest Evans, because there's just so much that's accurate about this game already. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
I remember reading a tweet. I think I took an excerpt from a Japanese magazine or an interview with Wolf Team, and basically they said to animate Ernest Evans, or to kind of create the character, they used a G.I. Joe doll.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
I know, right?
That is perfect. Oh, I see Dr. Bob on his stream. He's laughing quite a bit at the ridiculousness that is this game.
Yeah,
I
that's
told the
thing.
players this is the best game you're going to ever play in Kuso.
Pretty much, because here's the thing, it's obviously not the best game, but it just has this janky charm, and it's just the way it's set up. Even when it's poorly designed or you're getting a cheap hit, it's you're just laughing because it's just so ridiculous.
See, it's the type of game that you would probably think was bad when you were a kid/teenager, but once you got to college, you'd be like, this is the best game ever. Yeah, it's that kind of video game here.
Yeah, I remember the first time I played through this game, I loved it. I just couldn't stop laughing.
So good. Oh yeah, even after you've played it 100 times, Mike, you still laugh at it.
I know, right?
It never gets old. It's so good.
Yeah, it doesn't, and it doesn't happen super often, but occasionally I'll find out new things. I've managed to soft block in stage 4, because if you die at a very specific spot and those spike platforms are moving up and down, shove you into the ceiling, you can actually revive stuck in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh no, Almeida's trying to rush those guys, and it's not working out well.
Oh no,
the Lauracia strat of just zoning them out was definitely a good one. Definitely,
yeah. Okay, yeah, Almeida is getting a pretty good chance at moving to the front of the pack if he can spawn the boss, for sure.
If he spawns the boss, if he just collects the key, definitely, because Lauracia did not make it that far. What? Did you see that? The enemy just fell in between the trains. I mean, I guess it's kind of realistic.
It makes sense. Yeah, that happened in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, so
There was a lot of death by vehicle in the various Indiana Jones.
That is true.
Oh my gosh. The spikes just deal so much damage. Oh, learning how to make the stupid hook work. It's so frustrating in this game. But when you can actually get it, like the thing is, the most important thing with the hook is to, when you whip it, pretty much don't do anything. Just let the game take care of it. It knows what it's doing. If you give it any input, it's like, no, I can't, no, too much pressure. Oh,
exactly.
And then you fall.
It probably knows better than you what to do.
Ooh, Almacia! Game over, full game over.
But he did make it farther, because he actually encountered some sword people. But it's or we might have to review the tapes. But I think Almacia made it farther. However, Lauracia is coming to stage 5, and Dr. Bobtastic is also on the boss. Oh no, he didn't get the second try shortcut. He forgot.
See, that's the thing. It's only second try shortcut if you remember. Oh, goodbye, dude. Lauracia just waves. Gotta wave goodbye.
So, Dr. Bobtastic, I didn't know this, is actually too close to the boss when swinging the ball and chain, which leads the ball and chain to go downwards, because I guess that's like the game is saying like that's where its weak spot is. If you're too close.
There we go. The stage is clear. Let's see what Dr. Bobtastic can do on the train as well.
Okay, well, he didn't hold left, but it's his first time, you know.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who are asking in chat, how many of the players are new, just Dr. Bobtastic is the new player in this group. The others are definitely pretty much longtime members of the community, and
you might not remember Good Chop for his name. He used to be called Bad Chop.
Oh, whoa! He suddenly flipped.
I know. Right?
Oh, alliances! I can't believe it.
And yeah, since someone mentioned Cthulhu in the chat, it is worth mentioning that this game is very based in Lovecraftian mythos. For some reason, they changed the god to Maver in this game. I think it's Haster in El Viento in the US version, and it's just Haster for both this and El Viento in the Japanese version. Because basically you're trying to prevent the summoning of basically a Lovecraftian like entity.
I love that. Haster. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Lovecraftian stuff. And you know what? I think that, Lovecraft usually deals with characters going through insanity and madness when they encounter all these demons. I think Earnest Evans is already there. And that's fine. He's able to just deal with it. It's fine.
He's already seeing things that, defy the laws of physics. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, Almacia got the sleep potion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dr. Bobtastic, he's on the roof. Let's see if he makes it farther than. Okay, he's making it pretty far.
Okay.
Oh no!
Swordman.
Is that his last life? Okay, he still has a life. Oh no! Don't.
There we go.
Okay, he got the idol. That's good.
That would be the lead, right?
Yes, that is the lead. Dr. Bobtastic is now in the lead. He now has to go left.
I mean, back into the train is fine too, I suppose.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're all the enemies,
so yeah. And so he is definitely in the lead.
Some days I feel like Earnest Evans. Just crawling around the floor,
wobbly.
like rolling around.
I mean, as I told the players, live loose like Earnest Evans.
Yeah, it's important. Dr. Bobtastic is fighting Cole. Why?
Yeah,
because I don't.
But interesting thing about that boss, basically, if you're lagging the game a lot hitting the boss, you're doing a good job because that means you're hitting the boss so much it's causing so many explosions the game lags. And there's your plane, and you're off. Very realistic takeoff. I'm sure that would work perfectly like that on a train.
You would totally crash into the train. Oh, good level.
So there's your mom, Annette. Get on the... Okay, he's kind of
pretty
on
good.
the Jeep.
Like, he's kind of in the Jeep, partially.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So he's already about halfway through the stage because stage 6 is a very long stage.
Oh, and Guile is here to destroy you.
Yeah. Knife flat top Guile is So the thing is, you just want to jump over him. It's not even worth trying to fight him. And then he's already on the boss, or he's near the boss.
I'm glad that the players have pretty much figured out that it's not worth fighting enemies. They never have drops.
It's really not.
You don't have an
it's worth
experience
dodging
system.
them, but it's not worth fighting them. Like, he almost made it to the boss, but that is game over for Bobtastic. But he's making really good progress, and I think he'll only make more progress on subsequent playthroughs. That's what's kind of nice about this game is that, like, yes, there's lots of weird, cheap, and wonky stuff in this game, but, like, you know, once you know that it's there, then you can just work around it, and you'll generally make more progress on subsequent playthroughs.
Almeisha running from the boulders. There we go. Got the nice damage boost.
Yep,
the
got a
little
good damage
boulders
boost.
are not your friend, though. Little boulders kill you. Big boulders send you flying.
Yep. Although big boulders can send you flying in the wrong direction, or if there's two of them together, they can just sandwich you and you take a lot of damage.
See, you gotta hope for the boost.
Exactly. You just gotta hope for RNG.
Okay, it looks like everybody's trying to get caught back up to where they were, except Good Shop, who's making a good push in through the fourth level.
I think Good Shop is the only player who has not made it to stage 5 yet, so this would help him catch up.
Yeah, I think there's a really good chance here. I love these giant swords that Darth Vader summons, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the lightning is both something that looks threatening and is actually threatening because it is all contact damage.
Wait, it looks
unfortunately
and is threatening? Wow.
I know, right? It's not like the arrows or the bullets or like the fiery lava that spurts from the ground. It actually like does more than like one frame of contact damage.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at game FAQs because there's a review that somebody put up and that says a bad start to the series. Wow. No, they're objectively wrong. This is the best start to any series. Okay.
I mean, as we know, noted player of dank video games Macaw, who calls this tournament Good So Games Grande, and I'm only proving his point by putting this game in, says that this is a good game, and we all know we can trust Macaw's taste in games.
This is a fun game. This is a fun. I want to differentiate between good and fun. I would say that this game is fun, enjoyable. Really, everybody needs to play this at some point because you will love it. But this is not a good game. There, do you agree with that, Mike, or would you say that objectively you put this in the good category?
You know, I just love this game too much, so I would say it's good, but I can definitely understand the fun viewpoint.
Maybe it's above categories like that, you know? It's just surpassed good or bad. It's Earnest Evans.
The genre of Earnest Evans is Earnest Evans.
Yeah.
So, about the other games in the Earnest Evans trilogy. So, El Viento is a pretty fast-paced platformer, and you play as Annette. And I would say it is, from a technical standpoint, a more well-constructed game than this. Like, her sprite looks more like a video game sprite, and like it's a fun action game. It has its own problems, but I would say like in the objective category, I would say it is a better game. Although I would say this is a more enjoyable one, if you can understand what I mean.
Yeah.
I have not played the third game in the trilogy, which is called Annette Again or Annette Futatabi, and I've just heard that it's just really bad and boring. It's a beat 'em up.
Oh, well, I don't want to play an Ernest Evans beat 'em up.
Yeah, and again, you don't play Earnest Evans, you play the net. So, which means 1 out of 3 games in the Earnest Evans trilogy. Don't ask me why it's called the Earnest Evans trilogy. You actually get to play as Earnest Evans.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I think that the biggest problem with this game has to be the different poses that you can get into. This specific review mentions that if you start crouching, just getting out of the crouch can be a little bit of a challenge until you get used to it. Laying down. Also,
and the game does force you to crouch at times until you're like familiar with the quirks of the game.
Yep.
My suggestion is if you're forced to crouch, just immediately hit up so you don't risk going into the full crawl. Because as funny as the action roll is, it's very bad if you actually want to beat the game.
Yeah. I feel like I should give El Viento a shot to see what came after this. Because, you know, everybody I've talked to has said it's a good game. Like,
it is a good
objectively
game.
Is good, whereas this is subjectively good.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I think that's a good way to put it. This game is subjectively good.
Yes,
yeah.
I would definitely 100% agree with that statement. This game is definitely the most subjectively good game I've probably played in my life.
Yeah, I can't imagine any other game that is as subjectively good as Earnest Evans.
Yeah, and if you're interested in exploring Wolf Team games, I would recommend Granada. That's a really good top-down shooter.
Granada?
Yeah, Granada.
Hello, mother. Hello, father. Michael Yama made me play Granada. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, I might have to give some of the other Wolf Team games a shot. Like, here's the deal. This game, they put a lot of work into this because it works very differently from pretty much every other game. And, you know, a lot of games that have some innovative ideas, structures, designs, end up having problems but still being fascinating. And I think that that's the biggest thing. This game was fairly ambitious when it came to physics, and maybe too ambitious.
It's just ambitious in general, because like all of the stages in this game are very different. Yeah. Like there's no two stages that look alike. Like the stages are incredibly varied in this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure there are even repeat enemies between stages. Like most of the enemies in each individual stage are different.
Yeah, they're different. Like I mean, they kind of recycled some sprites in stages 5 and 6 for, you know, the Guiles and, you know, the curved sword train guys, but like even then they still have like a completely different like.
Well, it's like the Guiles are in this level. The nerds with swords, they're in this specific level. Exactly. And you don't see them ever again. Like, even the giant enemies that show up, there are some that are coming up that hopefully we will see before the match ends. Some of the giant worms, you never see them again. They're only in that specific stage and location. And I love it. It's really creative.
Yeah, I mean, this game, I mean, that's the thing, like, this is not like, you know, in Kuso6rande because from a lack of effort from the developers. Like, this is, as much as it might not look like it, you know, when you first see the game, this is like very much a sincere effort, you know, like good faith. We're trying to make a good video game from the developers.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like if I made something like this, I would be proud of this.
Yeah.
I would put this on my resume, okay? I made Earnest Evans.
Yeah.
And other people, you know, you'd have to make sure you're applying to the right company, you know? Not like Mario Company. Maybe like Mech Warrior Company. They'd probably take me.
Yeah. So,
Lauracia is in second, grabbing the idol and heading over to the coal boss.
Stage 6 is not long, and if he makes it to the boss, he can easily take first, but he needs to not get roasted by the flamethrower. That is not a good way to. Oh no! Oh, okay. He can still live.
Maybe. Oh, he lived.
He made it, and you do get some health refilled if you're below 2 health bars. So he has a chance. He has a chance.
Yeah, by the way, for Kuso6rande, we generally approach choosing games from the least restrictive definition of kusoge, which it embodies bad and weird and jank, and it doesn't necessarily mean the game will be bad. It usually falls in one of those few categories. Strange also works in there as well. So
Yeah.
I say it's a bad video game tournament, but bad is, again, subjective a lot of the times.
Okay, well, all eyes on Laurasia. Almost got
Laurasia,
flash kicked by Guile. Oh no! He didn't dodge the Guile, so Dr. Bob-tastic still in first.
Very nice. Good Chop, though, has a fairly good chance to make a push. Now, Good Chop has not made it to the train quite yet. If Good Chop can, though, I imagine he can make it out of last, possibly make a significant amount of progress there.
Yeah. I do think players have time for one last good push. Dr. Bob-tastic not respecting the vines and reeling back in his chair. But yeah, I would say all eyes should be on the left competitors right now because they are the farthest in the game, and it kind of depends on how much progress they make right now, because I'm not sure they have enough time to make one more attempt after this that gets up to the 6th stage, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Oh, well, Laurasia, going back to the beginning of the game, there's still enough time. Like, this game, once you know how to get through the levels, you can get through them really quickly.
Yes. The levels in this game are not long. The speed run is under 10 minutes. Even casually, like, if you know what you're doing, it's still not going to be more than like 15, 20 minutes.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a game that I do want to go back and play again sometime. It's too good. In the subjective sense, obviously, you know. Well, we have 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to see if anybody can make more progress than they did before. Dr. Bob-tastic is back to the 3rd level, Good Chop on 4th. Now, Good Chop needs to get through this level and make a good amount of progress on the train to move out of 4th. Almacia and Laurasia are back to the beginning of the game, which... I mean, they both have set their high water mark. We judge based off of the furthest that they've made when it comes to progress at any given point during the match.
Yep, and yeah, I mean, I have to say, you know, Dr. Bob-tastic, he didn't say that he would be in 4th, but he sounded convinced that he would lose or do poorly, and he's currently in 1st, and I could see maybe one person overtaking him, but I think he's going to get at, you know, a solid spot in this match. So, you know, that the lesson here is just never give up.
You never know. You really never know how you're going to do when the match shows up. And honestly, you know, they are all putting in a good amount of work here. At the same time, you know, I'm just thinking, a lot of the times people think that they're in last place. Pretty much everybody always thinks that they're in last place until the end.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Good Chop is really struggling with this hook right now. They're actually too close to the hook. You need to be farther away from the hook so that you get a bigger boost.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, he was making really good progress before then, and yeah, it's just really walled him.
Yeah, this has been a huge pain, which, honestly, I can't blame Good Chop struggling there, because the physics in this game do what they want to do. Sometimes you're going to get hurt and you don't completely know why. Sometimes you're going to get the boost and you don't 100% know why, unless you have played it for like 50 hours. And then things start making sense. Oh no, good chop. One hit and you're dead. Oh, that sword almost got you.
Oh no.
No!
It's really weird. Everyone thinks they need to be close to the boss, but you actually need to be like not too close to the boss so your mace doesn't aim downward like that. It's really weird. You actually want to be like crouching versus, or maybe even crawling versus that boss. It's like the one boss you want to crawl versus.
Yeah.
So Dr. Bob-tastic is down to one continue. Oh no. And that's not going to help. But if he makes it to stage 5 with at least one continue, I think he can make some good progress, but it's looking iffy right now. Also, since we talked about this game and its pedigree and like the programmers and stuff, one person we didn't talk about was Yukihiko Tani, or Bugtaro. Apparently he's still active on Twitter, not super active, but like he tweets a lot about like old computer stuff, because he basically got his start on PC 8801, I think it is, which is an old Japanese personal computer.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was the director and basically main programmer for this game, and he went on to program a bunch of other games, including Resident Evil Code Veronica. So
ooh, it even has code in the name.
Exactly. Right. Unfortunately, Dr. Bob-tastic did not hold left, so he did. So I guess it's not the second try shortcut. Maybe if you're a speedrunner, it's the second try shortcut. I don't know.
Well,
but,
speedrunning requires a little bit of a different set of skills, and
that's true.
I do think that if you've done a lot of speedruns, a lot of times you just pay attention to small things and think, I wonder if this will work. And it's a helpful skill to have, but it takes a little while to get to that point where you look for those things.
So this is going to be dicey for Dr. Bob-tastic. He can't die against his boss, and he's kind of low in health. He just has to pray that the flames are not in a bad spot. Oh, good dodge on the flames.
Pretty good dodge, yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay, he's just taking it really safe, which is definitely the strat. He doesn't have to do this fast. He just has to do it, because this is definitely his last push.
Yeah.
And like, while he is already in first, why not solidify it more by, maybe making it to the 6th boss, or even, getting to stage 7.
That would be great.
And if he gets to stage 7 is not a long stage. So he has to watch out for flash kick. Oh no, Guile!
Oh.
Okay.
Seriously, the scariest thing is when Guile does a backflip.
Yeah, the flash kick will just annihilate you. Okay, he's playing it safe.
Good
call. I think he's made it to the boss.
They take way too long to kill, though. Seriously.
Yeah.
Triple Guile! No!
Oh, no! Triple Guile flash kick! Flash kick has always been a powerful anti-air, and Guile just proving that one more time. So,
like Lauracia and Almecia, those two I think are the only ones who have a chance of making some progress, which there's still enough time for them to change the current order. Yeah.
They're going to have to hurry a bit, but yeah, it looks like Dr. Bob-tastic has paused his program. I totally understand. There's not enough time to make another push, so He's probably janked and, flopped out, just like, oof.
Same.
He said all the action roll he can handle.
Yeah, but I still think, for a first game to get in a Kuso6rande ever, I would be very happy getting this.
I mean,
instead of like what I get the first time playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Game Boy Maui Mallard. It's not Can-Do Ninja.
Yeah,
and I tried Can-Do Ninja. Like, that is a mean game.
You have to try Maui Mallard and try to climb ropes, Mike.
I'll try. But yeah, I mean, this game just has that good old wolf team charm.
Lauracia got the spin. So good.
Yeah, I love the momentum boost.
There's still enough
Not even a
time.
trick. It's just something you do. Yeah, I think Floratia, if he really hurries, can possibly get in first, but he really has to hurry.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, you sometimes just have to damage boost through some enemies. Don't worry about killing them, because they're just there to get in your way. And everything just takes so much damage to kill. Maybe that's another one of the big flaws in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to know how the weapons work and like the proper positioning for them to get good damage. Otherwise, it can feel like everything takes a very long time to kill. See, those were some good hits from Lauratia, and he was able to
hold left, Lauratia. Hold left.
Okay,
hold left.
Okay, hold left. You're not holding left. Hold left. Hold left.
There we go.
That's short.
No, don't go right.
Go left. Go
left. Yes, got the trophy.
Yeah.
You're the cheat. Have a trophy. I'm sorry that we were yelling. We were very excited.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh, Lauratia is making a really good push. We could see a lead change here.
Yes.
Almeisha,
very last minute. It's down to the wire here. There's like what, 2 minutes left? A minute and a half left?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, they have to kill the boss like right now and just hurry through stage 6.
Okay, there. Boss is down.
Okay, boss is down. Go to the plane. They have made it to stage 6, so he at least somewhat knows stage 6. Oh no,
there we go. Okay, riding in the car. That's how you ride in cars in Earnest Evans land.
This is how cars work.
Yep. They're made to crash into walls. Oh my gosh, the Guiles. They're here.
I'm watching the Discord just to see when the bot says time is up, because it's really going to come down to that, because like...
Yeah, like, it depends. If you can get past these triple Guile, not quite.
No. Okay. Okay, that's not his last continue. Okay.
That is progress.
Yes, that's progress. He's that Lauratia's in first.
Oh my gosh, right in the last 5 seconds, we had the change from second to first. That is time. That is the end of the match. Holy moly. Mike, this was nuts. Well,
yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. And how do you think they did, Mike?
You know what? It's been a while since you know, like I've played this game so much. It's hard for me to like objectively judge how well players do, but I think the players did a really good job of like kind of learning the game and then learning its idiosyncrasies and jank bits, and then like, making progressive, more progress from there.
Yeah. Hello, Dr. Bobtastic. Welcome.
Hello. That I'm not gonna lie. I actually enjoyed this game.
See, I told you were going to.
Yeah, exactly. Brosensha and I agreed during our commentary for this match. This is the most subjectively good game. Like it is very subjectively good. Or most subjectively good. And yeah, so you were almost in first. Unfortunately, Guile flash kicked you into second.
I got to literally the exact same spot in the level twice in level 6.
Yes, exactly. You got some really unfortunate RNG.
Yeah, there was a point there, I was fighting those guys and I was like, you know what? This is not worth it. I'm just going past. I'm just gonna try to dodge.
Yeah. So that's the thing about this game, even if you're playing casually, is that it's generally not worth fighting enemies unless if it's a boss, because they take so many hits.
Or those vines at the beginning of the level where you get RNG to death and die.
So interesting fact: even in the speed run, you kill some of those vines because they cause so much lag.
Yeah. Hello there, Lauratia.
Hello.
Hey, congratulations on your last, 5-second victory there. That was nuts.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, that last run, I'd just done really well as far as not losing lives. Just
Yeah, so what are your thoughts about the game?
it's really good when the physics aren't being super janky.
I'm not certain this game has physics.
Like they
Not entirely
exist.
certain.
They're just
They definitely exist.
they change.
Now,
All of the
clearly,
physics are different.
Somebody put a lot of time and effort into like the different things that happen while you're in different crouch states and you
Yes.
get hit, and
Yes.
you roll all over the place, and it takes like 30 seconds to get up. And I'm like, okay.
By the way, did you enjoy the action roll, as I like to call it?
Yeah, the action roll is the strongest weapon the enemies have.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, I suppose it is their weapon against you. It's just that they can't use it. Only you can.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
But,
can't really. Well, actually, isn't it used at one point in the speedrun, Mike? Or a couple times in the speedrun? Like, there's some places where you can damage boost.
There is a secondary shortcut if you fail a boost that you can use, that you can action roll through a tree later in the game, because the game has very good hitboxes. Also, interesting fact about stage 1: you don't actually have to collect the key. You can actually damage boost using the worm and taking a death, and then catapulting yourself through the door, because the game doesn't check collision when you're dying.
Huh.
Yeah.
I had not considered that.
Well,
The most advanced speedrunning strats I came up with was, hey, I can use this wall climb that they never explain, and just kind of get up.
Yeah,
and
so the wall climb is interesting because you can do it on one side of the wall, but you can't do it on the other side of the wall. If I remember, I think you can do it on the left wall, but not the right wall.
It's a little weird. It's not exactly the most
It's just-
consistent.
It's just
It
Earnest
works
Evans
on
things.
It works on some right walls until you get hit, and then it stops working.
Yeah, and just remember, these people went on to make Tales of Fantasia. Some of them went on to work on the Golden Sun games
Or Dark Souls.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I was going to say,
music
so
there.
what you're saying is they hadn't quite found their genre yet.
Yeah, exactly.
They found a
What are you
genre.
talking about? The Quapplevania genre. It's perfect for the Quapplevania genre.
Sorry, what were you going to say there, Mike?
Oh, I said it's perfect for the Quapplevania genre.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, seriously, great job, both of you. I wanted to invite both of you into chat because, it was just so close.
So close.
Like, honestly, coming in second for this, there is no shame there because we did not expect that comeback. That was just amazing.
And you said that you were going to lose, so, you're definitely rising above expectations.
This is my first time doing this, any blind tournament for any reason, so
Well, heck yeah.
Nice.
I'm certainly happy with the result.
Yeah, it's better than I do when it comes to blind playthroughs. Seriously,
Definitely
I always
congratulations,
lose
Horatio.
pretty much.
By the way, Bob-tastic, just so I don't forget, I did enjoy your reaction to the momentum boost spinners in stage 4.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's what that does. The first literally just jumped across the spikes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So every player did that, probably because you were also afraid of contact damage, understandably, because contact damage does all the damage in
And
this
it
game.
kind of looked like there was a floor there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
Well, thank you both so much. You are both set up pretty well going into the second match, by the way. That for sure you should be able to get 9 points to move on to the third match. So seriously, kudos to both of you. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Take care and go relax a little bit, or maybe play a little more Earnest Evans. It's really not a long game.
We'll see.
It's really not.
Thank you.
Like, the stages get shorter and shorter.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I noticed that last time through the train stage where it took like 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, you found the second try shortcut, as in you held left.
Yeah.
Yeah, the train stage, just hold left. Dr. Bobtastic. You'll thank us.
I tried getting through the silly door. Or through the silly wall.
No, like at the very beginning of the stage,
at the
as
very
soon as you
beginning.
appear, because then
You're falling from
You
the
can
air.
get on top of the silly.
Yeah, you get on top of the train.
You'll actually land on the roof, and then you can just collect the idol right away, and
Right.
then, just make it to the boss.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even think that. All right. Good deal.
Yeah, professional recommendation there from the Uyama himself. Well, thank you both so much, Mike. Thank you for choosing this game yet again. It's one of my favorites. Seriously, it's so much fun to watch. All of you.
I'm just happy I was able to show this game to people again, because even though this is kind of known among bad or awful games, like we have a lot of new people in Kuso6rande, so I'm sure there were some people who've been watching Kuso6rande like for only a year or so who are not familiar with this game. So
Yeah, thank you so much. All of you take care and have a great afternoon, okay?
See you later.
See ya. Bye. Like, you gonna say anything? Bye, Mike.
I'll see you later, bro.
See ya. Oh, we have 3 more matches coming today, everybody. So go ahead and kick back. I'm going to run a quick ad, and then we will introduce the next game and game master. Be back in 1 minute.